Hi and welcome to another vlog. Now I'm getting a bit into these vlogs all of a sudden. I know a lot of other people do them, and anyway, I decided to do a quick one because we've had a couple of problems with dealers. Basically, the holding company going into liquidation. Now I know this holding company, and it's news now if you go on the internet, social media. But one of the companies they first bought was Robinson's of Worksop in Chesterfield. Now, Robinson's been going since about 1962-63. Long established family business, really good business. Used to do a lot of business with Luna. They used to do their Ultima special deals, special dealer caravans. They were always very popular at the shows. Robinson sold out to this group. Can't remember the name of the group just off the top of my head. I did say it before, but say it's a very quick blog. And there were sort of stories I was hearing that things weren't going quite well. Anyway, they then sort of got involved with White Arches Caravans at Northampton and also Golden Castle Caravans. And anyway, the holdings group, I was told around about January by a dear friend of mine that things are not looking too brilliant there. So I mean, obviously I kept that under my hat, but it's now come to light that things have gone pear-shaped. The Chesterfield branch is gone, sadly. Staff have been made redundant, which is always a big concern of mine, having been through all that and experienced things with how things can change very quickly. You could be doing very well the next minute you're literally out on your backside. And you know, since COVID, like I've said to you before, publishing has suffered greatly, and there's just not the things going on as there was. So I've noticed a massive drop in payments, and it's really badly affected me. And so much I can't really afford to go caravan anymore. It's as simple as that. So the caravan's there for the day that I can hopefully go and get a couple of weekends away in it. I don't know. See. Anyway, diversifying. So yes. So White Arches are going to be okay. Golden Castle apparently are going to be okay. And Worksop, the old Robinson's Worksop branch, that's opening up as a new dealership. So I don't know who's got that, but I think what we're going to have to see is, look, the market isn't good. Now, as I say, somebody came on social media a month or so back and said, you know, I'm having a discussion with somebody abroad, and and they're asking, you know, what's the UK market like, and I said it's not good. Somebody else said, oh yes it is. You know, if you're a good dealer, you're doing good business. Not at all. A lot of dealers, no matter how good you are, the business isn't there. And on new stock especially, you'll be seeing some heavy discounts. I think I've mentioned this before, but you know, if you're looking for a new Toro now, look for some discounts because you're going to get them. A lot of vans out there, and you know, dealers have got to move it. Used market, as I say, prices have come down, but they're still, you know, the trouble is if you've got a used van to trade in, your van's come down as well. So, you know, it will always seem they're more expensive. And I would still say that is probably the case in some ways. I would still say probably used vans are a little bit more expensive than they were pre-COVID. So you're, but then, you know, you could get some discounts, things like movers fitted, that type of thing. If you're a newbie, you might get a few bits and other bobs to add to make you know, start your caravanning off. Now, I was talking to another friend of mine, a dealer friend, and he said that the newbie market, so the new people coming into caravan, is still quite buoyant, which is good news. But I think generally the problem's going to be is there is going to be too much stock lying around there, and there's still some 2023 stock hanging around. And this is just not in the Taurus. I think motorhome side is going to be affected as well. I think that has curtailed off and it just makes me wonder in the camper van sector how many companies we may see disappear, because there's far too many camper van manufacturers out there, far too many. Swift, Coachman, Eldis, and Bailey, of course. I mean, Bailey and Coachman especially have sort of only just got into the camper van side. Swift, well, they were doing camper vans with I think it was the Mondale back in the 90s, and then sort of just veered away from it and went on to coach builds. But now they're firmly back in camper vans with their new Trekker, I think it is. Is it a Trekker? I can't remember now. And of course the Monza, which are great, Ford Transit based, was the Monza. Swift, Bailey, of course, have come with their Endeavour, and of course Coachman have come with their two camper van conversions, which at the moment are made in Poland. They're fitted out there, and I'd like to see, and I think it's going to happen, Coachman. I think they're going to produce all the camper vans and the coach builds in the UK. That's the idea. But I was very impressed with the Coachman camper vans, because the price was pretty good. You know, I say price pretty good, 80,000, but for a camper van, and and the way it was fitted out, etc. And I really like the styling in there, the design of the lockers. It was really smart, and it was felt really well put together, and it was attracting a lot of attention at the show. And at some stage I might try and get to do a little review on one properly. But I was impressed, and a friend of mine who was into that sort of thing, he was impressed too. So you've got the major people now, Eldis and that, they're in the camper van side of things. You've got obviously the established camper van manufacturers out like that, Hillside, and Bill Boss and Leisure Drive. So it makes, they're the established people. So I would think a lot of the smaller guys will go by the wayside. And of course you've got Wellhouse Design, and they're continuing to do well, which I know David, he does a very good job, and he does an excellent job on producing a good quality and well designed product. But I think the market will very level off, very much so in the motorhome market, because what's happening is a lot of people's big pension pots aren't going to be there anymore, and that's what's kept that side of that market going. And when that dries up, then I think we're going to see some major problems. And people have been selling motorhomes for a good price will all of a sudden find the motorhome is now devaluing, especially the bigger stuff and the imported brands, because the trouble is, of course, at this period when there's a big rush on sales, you get a lot of new imports coming to the UK. Now that's great, and you can buy a nice imported motorhome, but the problem is you've got to remember that unless it's come from an established importer, then the chances are when that goes, you're going to have problems getting parts for it, etc. I don't mean things like fridges, because that's a pretty universal thing, but things like generally, anything, any body problem, anything trim level, trim problems, you get knocked off or whatever, to better repairs, you could struggle. Anyway, I better go because the wife wants me to do the gardening today. Yes, I've got to do the gardening, so it's a nice day out there. I've got to give the car a wash. I'm off to the photography show at the NEC tomorrow with a couple of my photograph buddies. So we'll see how we go on there. And so quite a bit to do. So I've got all this gardening to do. We took all the hedges down and trimmed everything down and everything, and yeah, and the weather's been naff, and it was a naff day when we did it. We got wet through and what have you. And I've got a bit of a dodgy neighbour who doesn't like anything you do, so he didn't like that, and so he's had a go at that. And anyway, I could do a separate vlog on all that type of thing. He hates the Caravan, he hates extensions, he just hates everything in life, unfortunately, that he can't have. So, and he doesn't like me. Can't blame him, I suppose, at some stage. He just thinks I'm a bit of an oddball. Although I think he's an oddball, but anyway, we'll never gel. Anyway, so I'll leave you and love you, or love you and leave you, and I think that's the state of the market at the moment. I think things are going to be differently. It's going to be a rocky 2024, and I think we may see the odd dealer go as well that aren't part of a group. It all depends. Right, I shall see you on the next video. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers that come on, and also it's been a bit of a roller coaster on the subscribers. Some come, then they go. It's been one of them. You get that every now and again, but anyway, we've got 4180, so we're not too bad. And you're all good. All you people have been getting on and commenting. Fantastic. Thank you very much. And yeah, see you on the next one.